Namaste yogis, welcome to today's practice. Today will be an introduction into backbends and working on the necessary areas to help us facilitate a backbend. So really important to stretch out your hips, open up the shoulders and work a little bit on the lower back area in order to build up the strength to bend into, for example, full wheel, camel, all things like that. So for today's practice you will need a strap and a block. If you've not got a strap, if you've got a dressing gown or a belt, that will work just as well. So if you've not got the equipment, just give me a quick pause and go grab them things now and then we'll get to it. So come take a comfortable seat. Feel free to stay on your knees or sit up on a block in a cross-legged position. Have your strap nearby and on your inhale lift up the left arm, bend it at the elbow and grab the elbow with your right hand and push your chest forward and draw the elbow into the centre. Just take a few breaths here. Try not to curl over in this pose. Sit up tall, reach tall through the crown of your head. Deep breaths. Inhale to prepare and exhale to reach over to the right hand side. Ground down through both your sit bones. Inhale back to centre and release. Take a cleansing breath. This time inhale to reach the right hand overhead, bend at the elbow. Grab the elbow with the left hand and inhale to open up the chest. Draw the hand down the back. Inhale. And exhale, reach over to the left hand side. Inhale back to centre, release the arms. Give your shoulders a little roll around. Loosen yourself up. Now take a hold of your strap and I'll just turn around so you can see what I'm doing for this one. Have the strap in the left hand and we'll do the same motion as we just did. So inhale to lift up the arm and exhale to bend it at the elbow, like so. So the hand should be just about in between the shoulder blade. Take your right hand and bend it upwards and start to walk your hands up the strap. You might be able to clasp at your fingertips, in which case you won't need the strap, but feel free to hold on to the strap at any distance. So this is working both shoulders. So inhale to just breathe here for a few deep breaths. Ground down through both your sit bones and grow tall through the crown of your head. You might feel it in one side a lot more than the other, and that's okay. Just breathe through the sensation. One more deep breath. And exhale, slowly release the arms, roll back the shoulders. That one really worked into my right shoulder. So just take a pause and bring the strap into your right hand. Same again, inhale to lift it up and fold at the elbow. Bring your left hand behind the body and start to work it up the strap. For me, this left side is much tighter, so maybe I'll just hold the strap here. You might notice that this side might be more flexible and that's okay. Honour where you're up to and breathe in the sensation. That doesn't matter if you're holding onto the strap or clasping your hands. Accept and honour where your body is up to today and breathe. Deep belly breaths, tall through the crown of the head. And exhale, slowly release. Roll back the shoulders, Give them a little shake. Put your strap and your block over to one side and come into a tabletop position. Now the hips are also really important for back bends. So in order to strengthen them before we stretch, ground your shoulders over the wrists, knees stacked underneath the hips. Be mindful of the transfer of weight here. Try to keep your balance in the middle. And inhale to lift the right knee parallel to the hip and exhale to bring it down. Inhale to lift it up. Exhale to bring it down. Couple more rounds like this. Now you've seen me on the front, I'll move over to the side. Inhale and exhale to bring it down. One more round. Inhale. This time hold it up at the top, parallel. Swing the knee backwards so the toes are pointing upwards. And exhale. Draw the knee towards the nose. Step the foot in between the hands. Come into low lunge. The right knee should be stacked over the right ankle. And on your inhale, as you come up, interlace the hands behind the body and point the first finger. Inhale to draw the finger down towards the floor and sink deeply into the hips. Take your gaze up to the top of the room and stay here for a few deep breaths. See if you can sink a little bit deeper in the hips. Open up the heart space. Slowly release the hands. An option this time to ground down through your left hand and lift up the left leg and see if you can bring it close to the body. Now, if your strap is handy, feel free to wrap the strap around your foot to help facilitate the stretch. Ground down into the right big toe and breathe here for a few deep breaths. Open out the shoulder. Deep twist. Slowly release the strap and the foot down to the floor. Bring both hands on the inside of the right foot. Draw the shoulders away from the ears and allow the hips just to settle and reset in a center position. Feel free to place your hands on a block just to release the tension. 2 deep breaths. And slowly, slowly bring that right foot back and push back into a child's pose. Deep breath here. Notice if one side feels different to the other. Now as you come back up to a tabletop position, walk the hands forward and draw the chest down to the mat. Keep the hips stacked over the knees. Feel free to place your chest on a block if it's more comfortable. Few deep breaths here. Push into the hands, allow the hips to fall forward and lower the whole body down to the mat. Using your lower back muscles, inhale to lift the chest up off the floor. Tops of the feet firmly grounded. Exhale to release. Inhale to rise. Exhale to release. One more time. Inhale. And whilst you're up at the top, hold it here and see if you can lift both legs up off the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Push back into child's pose. Take a cleansing breath. And on your next inhale, bring yourself back up to a tabletop position. Ground down through the hands. And on your inhale, lift the left knee so it's parallel to your hip out to the left hand side. Be careful you're not swinging over to the right. Exhale to release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. 2 more rounds. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Hold here and swing the knee backwards. Point the toes to the sky. Draw the knee to the nose on the exhale and step the foot in between the hands. Allow the hips to sink down. Left knee stacked over left ankle. Inhale to reach the body to the sky. Interlace the hands behind the back. Open the chest. Breathe here. Gaze up to the sky or close down the eyes if it's comfortable. Really feel into this pose. Slowly release the hands. Plant the right hand down onto the mat. Take hold of your strap if you would like to bend the right knee and grab a hold of the right foot. Ground down the ball of the left foot into the mat so you're not coming over onto your edges. Notice one side may feel different to the other and that's okay. Be mindful your hips are not sinking back. Keep your hips in a deep stretch. If you notice your hips falling back, grab a hold of the strap and allow the quad stretch to be released. Slowly release that foot down to the mat. Ground down with both hands on the inside of the left foot. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. And just breathe here for a moment. Slowly release the left leg, I'm not very good in my right and left today. Slowly release the leg and push back into child's pose. Inhale to draw the hips stacked over the knees. Walk the hands forward, lower the chest to the floor. Inhale, sweep the hips forward. Allow the whole body to rest onto the mat. Inhale, use your lower back muscles to come up into low cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, chest rises. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the chest and hold. Lift both legs up, straight legs, point the toes. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Give your hips a shake from side to side. And bring the hands underneath the shoulders and push the chest up, come into full cobra. Draw the elbows close to the chest. Allow the bum muscles to relax. Breathe here. And exhale to release. Bring the elbows underneath the shoulders and rest in Sphinx pose. Bend the right knee. Ground down through the left forearm. And grab the right foot with the right hand, open up the shoulders. Push the foot into the hand and see if you can lift the knee just off the floor slightly. Use your strap at this point if you're struggling to reach your foot. Breathe here. Exhale, release. Give the hips a shake from side to side. Pause for a moment. Ground down into your right forearm. This time bend at the left knee. Grab a hold of the left foot with your left hand and inhale to push the left foot into the hand. See if you can reach the knee off the floor just slightly. Breathe here. Exhale, release. Lower the chest down to the floor. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders and send the hips back into child's pose. Few cleansing breaths here. Slowly walk the hands towards the knees. Roll yourself up vertebrae by vertebrae. Swing the legs out in front. Come to a seated position. And lower the back down to the mat. Draw the heels close to the sit bones. So you should just about stroke the heels with your fingertips. Now, if you have a block, it is good to have one just for your alignment. Place the block if you have one, no worries if not. Imagine an invisible block. Place the block in between your thighs. Push into the floor and inhale to lift the hips high to the sky. Make sure the knees are not flapping out wide. That's why sometimes a block is handy, to keep your alignment all in one line. Knees, hips, shoulders. When you lift the hips up to the sky, draw the heart towards your chin. Breathe here for a few breaths. Engage your lower abdomen. Push into the floor, send the hips high. Exhale, release. Swing the knees from side to side. You can release the block just for this exercise. Bring the knees back into center. Stroke the heels with your fingertips. Place the block in between the thighs. Squeeze the thighs together. Inhale, push the hips high. If you would like to interlace the hands behind the body and come up onto the shoulders, feel free to do so. Push the chest towards the chin, hips to the sky, whole body engaged. Deep breaths. Exhale, release. Release the block. Windshield wipe the knees from side to side. Now if this is enough, feel free to repeat that same one or the one before again. If you would like to take this next pose as a resting pose, take your block and place it underneath your sacrum, just that space at the back base of your spine, and just rest here in bridge pose, like so. If you would like to take the pose one step further into wheel, realign your body, stroke the heels with your fingertips. Bring the hands at the side of the shoulders, fingers towards the toes. Draw the elbows in close. Inhale to push the hips to the sky. Push into the hands to rise the head. Bring the heart towards the wrists. Stretch through the whole shoulder blades. Breathe here. When you're ready to come down, bend at the elbows. Drop the head, drop the hips, release the hands. Bring the feet as wide as the mat and allow the knees to fall inwards. Breathe deep here. Just for a moment, allow all the muscles to set into the mat, relaxing the whole body that you've worked really hard today. To counteract all those back bends we've been working with, slowly draw the knees into the chest and roll yourself up to a seated position. Bring your hips onto a block or a cushion if it helps. Spread the legs out wide. Inhale to draw up through the crown of the head and slowly walk yourself forward into a forward fold. Use the strap if you need, and this time we'll arch through the spine and rest here for about a minute or so. Allow the spine, allow the head, allow the whole upper body to relax, counteracting all the efforts of today's practice. When you're ready, slowly roll yourself up to a seated position. Remove the strap and remove the block if you've got one. And roll the whole body down into Shavasana. Tuck the shoulders underneath, palms up to face the ceiling. Legs out wide, whole body relaxed. Notice how the body feels. Allow the muscles to settle into the earth. Stay here for as long as you need. Honor how the body feels. All the efforts of today's practice can be used to help facilitate all back bends. Open the hips, shoulders, and strengthen the back. Allowing yourself to roll through the wheels of life. Have a magical day.